Late last night, Stevie J dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through Hollywood, Atlanta, and the entire internet. What he revealed about Bambi isn't just messy, it's catastrophic. Lil Scrappy unhappiness. Is this the biggest betrayal ever discovered in the toxic world of love and hip-hop? Or is there a darker, more twisted plot that has been going on behind the scenes for years? Played as the ideal couple under the glaring lights of reality TV. But according to Stevie J, it was all a carefully constructed illusion, a house of cards built on lies, secrets, and betrayal that is now collapsing in spectacular fashion. What did Stevie J really discover? Is the scandal that finally ruins Bambi's reputation forever and leaves Lil Scrappy with nothing at all? Or is there still more to this story that no one is prepared to face? If so, watch, because the internet was a war zone the morning after Stevie J's explosive revelation, with screenshots, rumors, and unverified reports swirling at breakneck speed. However, behind all the chaos, one thing was chillingly clear. Lil Scrappy's life was collapsing piece by piece. How did it get to this point? Let's go back in time, because it wasn't always like this. Once upon a time, Lil Scrappy and Bambi were the darlings of love and hip. It was a roller coaster, but it felt real to the fans up until this point because, according to Stevie J, everything was a lie. Sources close to Stevie J, who once walked the same reality TV hallways, claim that Bambi had secrets so terrible and unforgivable that even Scrappy's thick skin couldn't save their love once they were exposed, and that Stevie J was the master. Hop Atlanta was messy, yes, but messy in a way. Fans loved Scrappy's rough and edge charm, and Bambi's queen of the club attitude made them a reality TV powerhouse. He has always been portrayed as a manipulator who wasn't going to allow those secrets to remain hidden. So why now? Insiders claim that revenge was only a part of it. For years, Stevie J allegedly watched Scrappy and Bambi rise in popularity, gaining spin-offs, sponsorships, and prime storylines, while he was quietly becoming irrelevant. Perhaps wasn't just about revenge. Perhaps it was jealousy, resentment, and a strong desire to remind everyone that Stevie J still has control over the game and the secret. We're talking about hush money, silent business partnerships with Scrappy's, rivals, and even private messages that, if leaked, could end her career overnight. Stevie J allegedly obtained some of these messages, which were DMs full of strategic betrayals, conversations about staging public fights to boost show ratings, and worst of all, conversations about private meetings, hidden bank accounts, and alliances that would cause any marriage to collapse under pressure. She wasn't just playing the part of Scrappy's loyal wife for the cameras behind the scenes. If even a small portion of this is accurate, then Bambi was more than just a reality TV star. She was a mastermind behind the show, using Scrappy as a puppet to gain fame, followers, and fat paychecks. The worst part is that for years, Scrappy was unaware that he had publicly defended Bambi, engaged in arguments with other cast members, and even jeopardized his reputation for someone who, according to these sources, saw him as nothing more than a stepping stone. Imagine the betrayal of building a life with someone only to discover it was all a game of chess. Bored, and you were the pawn, but how did Stevie J find out? According to insiders, someone with extensive knowledge of the love and hip-hop production circle, who had witnessed enough shady conversations and behind-the-scenes transactions to know the truth, thought it was time for some payback, and Stevie J was the ideal weapon. Armed with screenshots, recordings, and receipts, Stevie J reportedly confronted Bambi in private months ago, offering her the option to play nice or face the truth. Was a huge mistake, because now that Stevie J has gone nuclear, and the first casualty was Lil Scrappy, who was caught between the woman he loved and the brutal truth that Stevie J unleashed upon the world, social media exploded the moment the allegations hit. Fans who once shipped Bambi and Scrappy as the ultimate ride-or-die couple were now dragging her name through the mud with memes, reaction videos, and conspiracy threads. Perhaps she thought he was bluffing, or she believed her alliances within the network would protect her. Remained silent the worse it got. Meanwhile, sources close to Scrappy say he's devastated, blindsided, embarrassed beyond belief, and furious. Not just at Bambi, but at himself for not seeing the signs earlier, and for trusting someone who, according to these leaks, never had his best interests at heart. In a series of now-deleted social media posts, Scrappy hinted at betrayal, with photos removed from his profiles and cryptic quotes about loyalty and broken hearts. It's obvious that the damage is real and profound, But the burning question is, how much worse it will get. Even Bambi's strongest supporters won't be able to salvage her reputation because of the damning evidence that Stevie J has already revealed. We're talking about covert cash payments, backroom deals with Scrappy's enemies, and maybe even a second man in the picture during her relationship with Scrappy. The tension is unbearable, the stakes are extremely high, and the players, well, none of them are backing down, as Lil Scrappy tries to pick up the broken pieces of his life. As the sun rose over Atlanta, the whispers turned into roars. Stevie J, who never lets drama simmer, allegedly leaked the next round of receipts, which sent the internet into a complete meltdown. What followed pushed this scandal from bad to catastrophic. It is said that he is getting ready to release even more evidence, guaranteeing that Bambi's fall from grace will be complete and completely irreversible. Insiders claim that one particularly brutal line was, "I gave him just enough to keep him begging. That's how you stay winning on this show." Apparently, Bambi discussed her frustration with Scrappy's lack of business sense, mocked his attempts to be the man of the house, and worst of all, boasted about how easy it was to spin him like a record for the cameras. The audio clips were private recordings sent between Bambi and a shadowy figure who is currently unnamed, but the content was devastating. In a now-deleted cryptic post, Stevie J, the master of reality TV manipulation, seemed to frame as the plot twist to end all plot twists. He wrote, "They said I was messy. Nah, I just clean house." The internet went crazy, believing that this was the same Bambi who fought so hard on screen to defend Scrappy against everyone. The faithful wife who stood by him through every cheating, scandal, and family feud? Or had the ultimate betrayal been hiding in plain sight all along? The betrayal hurt for more reasons than just personal ones. The leaks also suggested that Bambi was allegedly arranging private deals with rival love and hip-hop figures that Scrappy had a public feud with in order to stay relevant and secure her own spin-off. Scrappy remained silent in public, but in private, sources say he was spiraling. According to mutual friends, he had already packed his bags and left their house looking like he had been hit by a truck. One insider shared, "You can fake a lot for TV, but you can't fake heartbreak like that." We're talking about backroom deals, promises of on-camera drama setups, and covert collaborations to spice up failing storylines. It painted a disturbing picture of someone who would destroy anything or anyone for fame, and fans quickly took sides. Team Scrappy went viral, with thousands of fans posting messages of support for the rapper. However, another equally loud group began using the hashtag. Bambi played the game to celebrate what they called the most. Talk about chaos. The media frenzy only intensified when Joseline Hernandez, who was never one to sit quietly on the an Instagram live that went viral right away, sidelines jumped into the mess. She sneered, "I told you all Stevie ain't no liar. You all aren't ready for the next drop." Meanwhile, the Love and Hip Hop production team was in crisis mode, with sources reporting that emergency meetings were held as producers frantically tried to figure out how to handle the spiraling situation. Some insiders whispered that executives were thrilled at the prospect of even more secrets being revealed. Then came the next twist, rumors of legal repercussions. Several anonymous legal experts told entertainment blogs that if the leaks were genuine, Bambi could face civil action from Scrappy over emotional distress and breach of contract claims, from VH1 for the unexpected ratings boost, while others allegedly feared legal action if private recordings continued to leak. Bambi's silence only fueled more speculation about whether she was guilty, working on a countersuit, or negotiating with producers behind closed doors for damage control. If the stakes weren't high enough, the internet exploded late one night, when a gossip website called The Shade Room purportedly posted screenshots of what appeared to be direct messages between Bambi and an unidentified businessman planning to launch a joint influencer brand without Scrappy's knowledge. The alleged messages showed Bambi calling Scrappy dead weight and a liability that she was stuck with. If any of the recordings contained defamatory content, the stakes could have been even higher. Insiders hinted at possible contract suspensions, episode re-edits, and even the possibility of firing key cast members if the leaks continued to harm the brand. But Stevie J, he, was the only vague statement released by Scrappy's team. Lil Scrappy asks for privacy during this difficult time. Difficult, that was putting it mildly. Comment sections were filled with terms like snake, cold-blooded master manipulator, and even reality TV's ultimate villain. In a move that only fueled the flames, Stevie J allegedly hinted on his Instagram stories that part 3 of the Bambi expose was imminent. He provided no timeline or details, just a dark photo with the caption, "Stay tuned, I'm not done yet." The rumor mill went into overdrive, wondering if the next leak would include financial documents, video proof, more direct messages, or even a bombshell involving another celebrity connected to the couple's circle. No one knew, but the prospect of something bigger loomed large enough to keep fans, blogs, and even mainstream media interested. Totally engrossed in the drama, which had already taken over Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube reaction channels. The worst part was that there was no indication that the scandal would slow down. Bambi was reportedly spotted by paparazzi outside of an Atlanta lawyer's office. Could this mean she was getting ready for a legal battle, or was it just a complex diversion to keep everyone guessing? The suspense was unbearable as the lines were drawn, and Scrappy's devastated Stevie J's gloating fans were split. And Bambi's the whole empire is hanging by a thread, and everyone is waiting to see what Stevie J will do next because, according to several insiders, the most explosive evidence of all has not yet been made public. As the world waited for Stevie J's promised part 3, the tension became unbearable and every blogger, YouTube channel, and gossip page was focused on the same question. What else could possibly be left? The answer arrived on a calm Sunday night, and it rocked the reality TV universe to its foundation, according to people close to the situation. In this case, Stevie J's last blow was not merely voice notes, direct messages, or screenshots. Rather, it was an alleged video. Yes, a private video purportedly showing Bambi and an unidentified man in a private setting during the time she and Scrappy were still married. Whether it was edited or real, no one could say for sure, but the rumors alone were enough to send shockwaves through social media. Within minutes of the leak, Twitter trended globally with rumors that French Bambio and her Scrappy deserve better. This wasn't just betrayal. It was the ultimate humiliation, according to devastated insiders who claimed that friends rushed to be with him out of concern for his mental health. One source said, "He's crushed." Stevie J, in the meantime, fanned the flames even more with a mysterious post that read, "You played the game, I played it better." The backlash against Bambi was swift and brutal. Fans who had once admired her for her confidence and glamour now branded her the villain of reality TV. The betrayal, deceit, and arrogance were depicted on social media as the most ruthless manipulator reality TV had ever seen. According to reports, the Love and Hip Hop production team went into full-blown crisis mode, with emergency calls, legal consultations, and internal investigations taking over their offices for days. Executives allegedly debated whether to permanently remove Bambi from the cast or use the scandal as a twisted ratings boost. The rumors intensified when alleged insiders claimed that VH1 had exposed the reality TV couple and destroyed them forever. Produced bloggers and YouTubers bombarded the internet with dramatic thumbnails. Quietly launched an internal investigation into whether any employees or crew members helped Stevie J obtain private footage. It was unclear whether someone from the production had leaked personal files for a payout, but the damage had already been done. Meanwhile, fans demanded that Bambi speak, and when TMZ ran an unverified headline that said, "Bambi planning explosive tell-all interview," the pressure reached a fever pitch. Was her side of the story coming? Was she planning to finally address the mounting allegations? Was she plotting to turn the narrative in her favor one last time? Back at the center of the storm, Lil Scrappy was reportedly preparing to file for divorce. Rumor sites claimed he had consulted multiple lawyers and was exploring legal options for defamation, emotional distress, and division of assets. Bambi was spotted by paparazzi once more, this time entering what appeared to be a film studio in Atlanta. The paparazzi screamed out, "Are you filming a response? Are you going to sue Stevie J? Are the rumors true?" But there was no response, just cold silence and sunglasses hiding any emotion. The showman once again hinted that there was more to come, whether that was true or just more manipulation. But in one final devastating twist, the alleged video sent Love and Hip Hop's viewership into record-breaking territory the following week's episode. Loyalty and family now stood as the symbol of heartbreak and betrayal in front of the world, and fans rallied behind him in droves. Support pages appeared everywhere, and Twitter was inundated with messages like, "We stand with Scrappy," "You deserve better," "King Bambi played you, but you'll rise again," became the most watched in franchise history, the scandal had turned into the show's darkest but most lucrative plot ever, and Bambi's endorsement deals allegedly began to drop. Meanwhile, companies that had once courted her influencer status, such as clothing and beauty brands, quietly removed her posts from their pages. The girl, who once dominated the scene with her headline-grabbing appearance and icy confidence, now faced what insiders called total brand collapse. The tragic irony is that, according to unverified reports, Bambi had allegedly orchestrated Minor. She had previously used scandals to increase her popularity and hip-hop relevance. But this time, she allegedly underestimated Stevie J's brutality. If the reports were accurate, she had lost everything in a gamble for attention. As for Stevie J, opinions were split. Some fans called him a toxic villain and a master manipulator who destroyed lives for amusement, while others referred to him as the ultimate realist who revealed the dirty game behind the glamorous reality TV facade. One viral comment best captured the essence of the debate. You can hate him, you can love him, but you can't ignore him. As though for Bambi, the world waited for a response that never materialized, with some speculating that she was planning a huge comeback with an exclusive interview or book deal, while others thought she had simply vanished from the spotlight permanently. The final chapter remained unwritten. Would Bambi rise above the ashes? Would Stevie J make yet another shocking revelation? Or could Scrappy rebuild his career and image after the most humiliating public breakup reality? One thing was certain: had solidified itself as the most toxic, jaw-dropping, betrayal-fueled scandal in love and hip-hop history. Somewhere in Atlanta, cameras were probably already rolling, so there it is, the scandal that rocked love and hip-hop like never before. Stevie J's brutal revelation of Bambi's alleged betrayal, and like any great reality show, the ending was left open-ended, keeping the audience captivated, speculating, debating, and anticipating whatever twist might come next. The world was shattered in real time, so the question now is, what happened? Next? Was Stevie J a heartless villain or the truth teller the world didn't know it needed? Is Bambi really the best manipulator, or is this the biggest reality TV setup ever staged? Can Scrappy rebuild after the most public betrayal of his life? Will this story end, or are we just getting started? If you're a sucker for dramatic celebrity, scandals, outrageous twists, and shocking betrayals, keep reading. Let's face it, the drama never sleeps, and another bombshell is always just one leak away, so make sure you press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next jaw-dropping expose. Stay tuned because you don't want to miss what we're revealing next.